For the fourth time in 2 years, Israeli Prime Minister Beniamin Netanyahu is trying to form a majority coalition government. Even if he succeeds, Netanyahu will face other challenges from outside, including President Biden's decisions on the Palestinians. Faced with a nearly impossible scenario, Prime Minister Netanyahu is aggressively taking up the challenge.
I will make every effort to take Israel out from the circle of recurring elections and to establish a strong government for all citizens of Israel.
In order to gain the 61 seats, Netanyahu would need the backing of Naftali Bennett's Yamina party and either the Islamist Ram party or defectors from other parties. Danny Danon, chairman of World Likud, sees a potential two-stage process.
The first stage is to get a government, regardless of the number of support we have, just to get the votes to pass it in the parliament. The second stage will be to bring more parties and to make it a stronger coalition.
Meanwhile, Israel is objecting to President Biden's decision to resume funding to the Palestinian Authority and UNRWA, the UN body overseeing Palestinian refugees.
In conversations with the U.S. State Department, I have expressed my disappointment and objection to the decision to renew UNRWA's funding without first ensuring that certain reforms, including stopping the incitement and removing anti-Semitic content from its educational curriculum, are carried out.
David Bedin, whose organization monitors the UNRWA education system, says children are still taught to honor and appreciate those who attack Israel and its people.
How can you allocate funds to a school system which teaches the children to make war on a member state of the United Nations? There is no accountability procedure in UNRWA. This is an agency which has military training in the schools.
With the majority of its budget going to education, Bedin calls for UNRWA to be held responsible for what it teaches.
Donor nations could demand, number one, a disarming of the UNRWA camps. Number two, stopping military training in the camps. Number three, introducing concepts of peace education, of reconciliation with their Jewish neighbors, instead of saying the only solution for the Jewish neighbors is to make war on them.
Bedin maintains the priority should be investigating to understand what really goes on inside these camps, rather than just go with the flow and get excited about giving money to refugees.